Hello, guys. We are starting things off in a little bit late here today, guys. All thanks to Seb. It's only Seb's fault, anyways. How are you guys doing? The final cycle podcast returns today, Sunday. What is today's date, guys? I have no idea. Oh, it's the first of February, guys. It's the first of the month, and the cows are back dancing. And well, today we have co-host Seb in the house and me, and we have a special co-host as well who's going to be joining the show, and he's the one and only Senes. A lot of you know Senes and love Senes very much. So, welcome our new co-host for the final cycle of Senes, guys.
Yo, what's up, man? Happy to be here. Still struggling with my stuff. I don't know if I'm live here with you guys. Am I? Am I live on the stream?
Yeah. My network. Okay. Is it my network that is bad?
Yeah.
Or
you are live.
Anyways,
everybody's struggling today. I see, man. Life hard, bro. Can't life hard.
Guys, I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for, man?
I think my Discord is glitched. Okay, it's working now. Guys, what's up? What's good? Happy Sunday, happy new month. Welcome to February, the month I was born, which means I believe you guys have started saving up since last year. So let's not disappoint. 24th of February, I'm expecting my gifts. If you need my address, DM. On the more serious note though, welcome back to the Final Circle podcast. I mean, technically, it can't be the Final Circle because we have it every week. So maybe we should change it to the Weekly Circle podcast. What do you guys think?
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean,
legit though. Guys, what's up? It feels good to be back. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. The weather is crazy hot, but outside of that, yeah, life is good. Life is Gucci. Kyle, what's up? How have you been? How does it feel to be back? How does it feel to have me back? I know you missed me, even though you don't admit it.
Last week was the most peaceful week of my life. I was so happy. Like, there's no Seb in the podcast. My life was going smoothly. The whole week went well. I got married. I have 2 kids now, bro. Crazy stuff, bro. But now you're back. My wife left me. My kids left me, bro. Everything's just going crazy, man.
Should I show them the message, the long message you sent me, begging me, telling me, please, I'll do anything. I'll do anything. Please come back. Do you really want us to go down that route? Anyways, I'll spare your blushes. Yeah, I'll spare your blushes. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, guys, again, today is going to be a very fun, I suppose. Starting things off late, so, just one of those days. Jared, just, quick jab at you, man. What is Senes on our screen? We have Senes in the building, by the way. Anyways, guys, we are going to be the next part of our segment is all the way through. I think, Jared and Senes have beef because Senes refused to give Jared for 400k last week, bro. Crazy stuff, bro.
Please.
So what? Jerry used Senes money to play Sporty Bet on Wednesday.
Exactly. It was crazy, bro. Like, the whole thing was just back and forth, and then Madrid lost to Benfica, and then bam, Senes not crazy stuff, guys. So they're having beef and all that. But yeah, they are Senes is on our screen. Senes, how do you feel to be here, man? How do you feel to be here?
Yeah, you guys are denying me of lunch. That's how I feel right now. But regardless, it's always good to be here with you guys. And yeah, what's lunch when you can be on the final circle with legends like Carl and Sebinski? So it's all good, man.
Sebinski, Sebzera Kabot. I'm good already with that.
You see, don't worry. I'm a man of many identities.
I believe you, man.
But is it just me or Senes is going bald? I feel like he's using the headphones to hide his hairline.
No, actually, you see that boxing game that happened yesterday.
Where they punch that guy's hair off.
To be honest, like a lot of us need to start going to Turkey. Once you see me booking a flight to Turkey, then things have gotten real.
That video was so funny. I wish Jared had that video queued. That video is too funny. Like they punched his hair off. Nah, unreal. Anyways, yeah, it was like hair, those hair caps type stuff. Okay. So when he punched him, the thing flew up his head.
I never get to watch those videos, man. I'm just so immersed in everything else. Well, yeah, guys. We our next segment, or rather, our first segment for today is going to be straight to the ACC qualifiers, or should I say APS qualifiers? I keep calling it ACC. That's the whole event. But what they're really qualifying for right now is the APS, and I don't know why Seb is drinking coke like that. Almost, almost. But anyway, we are talking about the APS qualifiers. I'm very sure a lot of you did get a cue to watch that on stream yesterday. There were a lot of streams about the watch parties, the mainstreams, and we did see a couple, very good games, very good action games, and all that. And we are now on the very last match day of the APS qualifiers. This is it. This is where we find out who our last 4 teams are going to be, and then the final 8 teams emerge, and then the actual event kickstarts. And well, it was Seb. I'm just gonna leave you here and ask you the question, put you on the hot spot. You saw yesterday's games. What do you think about like the whole gameplay from teams yesterday, man? There were a lot of good games. A lot of good games.
I personally, I feel like I was underwhelmed by yesterday's games compared to the games of 2 weeks ago. Right, 2 weeks ago we had like complete bang outs. PDX, MSH, Trinity, the guys from Egypt, RE. I've forgotten what the full name of their team is. And then we had S7, ICN. I feel like the games from yesterday were a bit underwhelming. I think the highlight of the whole day was Eclipse versus Mighty Esports, where Mighty Esports almost upset them, almost pulling a comeback twice. Outside of that, I think every other game was pretty much a cob stomping. It was a really ridiculously good team up against a relatively mid team. So yeah, there wasn't too much excitement. But
How
then
about the AXM? Or the
Wait.
AXM game?
I wasn't impressed.
The AXM game? Are you for real? With
Yes,
Badekon
Sam.
snipes and everything that happened in that game, are you for real?
So I the thing with AXM is, I mean, I feel like I've been following them very closely for a long time. And because of that, I've seen them at their best, right? My team has played against them like so many times. So I've actually watched them play so many times. So I think I'm sort of dead to them. There's nothing they would do that I'll be like, oh my God, wow. Like I've seen them ace in scrims 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 times, right? So like what you guys are seeing yesterday, you're like, oh my God, AXM. I've seen it a million times to the point where I'm sort of desensitized to it. Plus, they didn't manage to win the game that I expected them to win. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing. I expected them to beat the ASG. I think ASG, it was ASG they played against. I expected them to, it wasn't ASG. I expected them to win that game though, but they didn't win. Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't really impressed by yesterday's games. The game of the day was probably, like I said, Eclipse and Mighty Esports. Outside of that, the other games were pretty straightforward, in my opinion. But then, now that all the dead rubber matches are done with, I think today is going to be a bit more exciting, right? Outside of Cyclone, I don't think there's any team that is like head and shoulders above the rest, which means any game that Cyclone is not participating in is going to be a bang out. Unlike, the other qualifiers we played where we had like a PDX that was like so far ahead of everybody else, and you had an MSH that was slightly below PDX, but also so far ahead of the remaining. And then you had an S7 that was, I feel like a little, a couple of levels below MSH, but then still so far ahead of the others. I feel like this group, you have Cyclone up there, and then you have like 7 equally matched teams, more or less. So yeah, today is definitely going to be like way more interesting than yesterday, but yesterday wasn't, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wanna hear what Senna's has to go and say about that. If we,
Yeah, I think personally, there were more competitive teams in the Group A. Group A was the one that I held last week, right? Then
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, so this week is basically ECL. I didn't even know Cyclone was in this group. I did not even know Cyclone played yesterday. Probably maybe the opponents forfeited most of their matches or something because I didn't see any.
It was dead rubber games, all true.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, hopefully we can see more Cyclone today. So eventually we'll get 8 teams that will play in the Pro League. And I think that's when things will get, a bit more interesting. So maybe you might have a sleeper team that would make it out of this group. Maybe an Axiom or what's the name of that team from Senegal that has
Mighty.
no limit and Mighty, yeah. So maybe either of them might, take a fourth spot today.
Yeah, unfortunately, Axiom have gone home. They did play the lower bracket
Oh,
game yesterday, so that was the game where Badicon was going all mega crazy, but unfortunately, they got shut down. So I really
wow.
wish they were going to qualify. I really thought they were going to qualify. They were one of those standout teams I saw toward the end of last year, and then I just saw them popping up everywhere. And then somehow, man, they have gone home. So they can still play the Challenger series for sure, but they are out of the Pro Series for this month, this series, this season rather. Unfortunately, it is what it is,
Wow.
though. It is what it is. And yeah, like I think I have to agree with Seb's analysis there about like the Group B. Group A was a little closer in terms of skill level, even though yes, PDX were like the number one for sure, no doubt. But like MSS went too far apart. CR7 was there. It was like a couple steps. But when you go to Group B, Cyclone is just over. Like everybody's just like below Cyclone. Anybody that goes against Cyclone is a short loss for sure. So well, I now maybe put if production if we get like the group right now, the current standings, and we can actually talk about like our top four. Because personally, I would want to do predictions here, and then low key. Apart from Cyclone, who else is going to qualify? The actual like let's look at the table ourselves and actually put it out there. And also, if you're watching the stream on Twitch or TikTok right now, the viewer POV is also live. You guys can let us know who you think is going to be qualifying. Your top four teams, and we are going to be giving you guys a shout out on who you think is qualifying because my god, there's a lot of good teams. The thing about like what Seb said, there's Cyclone, and then there's 7 good teams. There's 7 equally matched teams out there. So it's not like it's a total brush off for like everybody else below Cyclone. It's still going to be like very close calls, and it's all going to come down to actually who actually wants it more. You know, that's why I personally think.
I think we are not paying as much attention as we should to the elephant in the room, right?
What's the
And
elephant in the room?
the
Seb?
elephant in the room is that there's a very strong chance that ASG does not qualify.
Oh,
Damn.
oh, that's true.
There's a very, very strong chance that they don't
Wait,
qualify.
but they are still in the winners bracket, right? They've not dropped.
Yeah,
to the
but
lower
it
bracket.
doesn't matter.
They're lower bracket.
Okay, they already dropped. They lost to Hunt 9, right? Hunt
Oh, they're still
Nonagon.
N9. Oh,
Yeah, they lost to N9, right? They lost to N9, so now they're in the bottom. In fact, basically, the 4 teams that you have in winners bracket are the 4 teams that are qualifying. It's that simple.
Wait. Have you seen Neto Gaming? Neto Gaming.
Yes,
is not
I
the
saw
OG
Neto Gaming.
right?
They played Streaks and they manhandled them. Like it wasn't close.
Okay, you'll be
You know-
surprised. I don't expect same quality from
Yeah, but
them, but
okay.
we'll see. If
So
you
let
play
me
Neto Gaming
let me
with
explain.
ASG,
Let me
I think
explain the
ASG
power
will
scaling.
top.
Let me explain the power scaling to you. Right? Streaks is worse than Eclipse or about the same level. Right? Their
I
games are
disagree.
competitive.
I strongly
Their games are
disagree with that
where you
analysis.
we literally watched them scream each other live where Jiggy was saying they were a how did he say? He said he was giving them publicity by letting them scream Eclipse, and then they went to phone rooms and they got angry and they were saying a lot of stuff, right? And please, can you bring back the standings, right? So, Strix is about Eclipse skill level. The difference between them is marginal, right?
Wow.
NATO beat Strix so comfortably. Like it wasn't close. It wasn't like, he could have swung either way. No, they were dominant. They beat them dominantly, right? The NATO gaming team might not be the NATO that we knew or that we used to know, but the players that are there are still no pushovers, right? You have Astro, right? You have Ninja. That's the guy that used to be in ECL. Then you have those RB players. Instinct is there, right? The instinct that everybody knows is there. What's my boy? Yellow is there. D is there. Rai is there as well, right? So at the end of the day, it's still a really formidable squad, and ASG is unfortunately just not that good. I have SS against ASG as a player. Like me, I played against them and I won some maps. Like ASG is unfortunately just not that great. I don't see them beating any of the teams here. In fact, I'm going to go out of my way and say, excluding the top four, right? That's, in my opinion, Cyclone, Nonagon, Eclipse, and NATO. ASG still won't beat Mighty Esports or Strix. That's how weak I think they are compared to the rest of the teams. I am even willing to place a wager and say they will lose to Quantum. I'm telling you. You guys don't watch as many scrims as I do, right? You guys you're not active in the T2 trenches as much as I am. So I see these guys almost week in, week out, right? Okay, so today we have ASG CZY. ASG will beat them easily. ICN Quantum will beat them easily. Strix and RB reject. Strix is going to beat them. Mighty and Faco, sure? Mighty wins. 100%. Take it to the 100%. Take it to the bank. Strix is basically Cloudy, Mandem, Bushido, and all those other guys. They will beat them. Okay. You get, and those Reborn guys are going to be playing at a disadvantage because they're going to be playing on high MS. Because they will play NG servers and they're all South Africans. They can't keep up. I feel bad for ASG though, because the unfortunate thing about ASG is even if they drop to challengers, right, I'm still not confident that they will end up being a top two. Like, and that's why I said there's an elephant in the room that everybody is just pretending doesn't exist, right? Because there's so many competitive teams in. You remember those Egyptian guys from the last week's qualifiers? Those guys that almost beat MSH. RE Venus, RE Org, those guys. If those guys played Trinity last week, I'm 100% certain they would have won. They would have beaten Trinity last week. Right? But then they were unfortunate. The draws they got placed them up against MSH instead. And so they got knocked out. So now you have that Egyptian team dropping to challengers, hoping to qualify. Right? You have an ICN that didn't qualify last week, hoping to qualify from the same challengers, right? You have an Axiom that got eliminated yesterday, hoping to qualify from challengers. And then out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams in the losers bracket, Mighty Esports highly likely going to drop to challengers. Strix Gaming highly likely going to drop to challengers as well. Quantum highly likely going to drop to challengers. And only 2 people are going to make it to the league next time around. And you're telling me ASG is going to get one of those 2 slots. I'm sorry, but right now, let me just say the last thing. Right now, there is a world where ASG does not qualify for the league in any of the 4 editions that is going to hold this year.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is that listening to your points, I think you have valid points there, and I'm tending to, tilt towards what you're saying, because I think maybe I'm just looking at it from the part of like ASG being an household name in the Ghana Codem ecosystem, and yes, like it's gonna be a process for them, right? And that's why I love the settings of this whole event, like the 4 seasons, and there's the challengers and the pro. So it's sort of like a learning curve or a development curve for a team like ASG. In as much as yes, they're sponsoring the tournament and all that, I don't expect that they will automatically become a tier 1 team, immediately. So I think you have valid points, and it's down to consistency, right? That's the whole essence of this Challenger series. So in as much as we have some good teams that are competing now, some of them don't have a solid structure as maybe an ASG might be having now to like be consistent across all 4 seasons and keep earning points or keep competing to try and get promoted to the pro series. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, I think you have a valid point there.
Yeah, I mean,
by the way, I also forgot Aura is also in challengers. Aura is also in challengers.
That's true. I can see someone in the chat said ASG has a long way to go, and that's the reality they have to accept. Honestly, the fact that you're hosting a tournament doesn't automatically make you a tier 1 team. So they just need to accept that challenge and accept that reality that yes, they do have a long way to go, and this would further help them towards greater stuff like playing the World Champs qualifiers from their region and whatnot. So yeah, totally agree with you.
Yeah, well, for me to comment, I think like Seb and Ten has already said the whole thing. It's just the fact, like again, they're a good team. We shouldn't have a lot of Ghanaian events. They are, but I wouldn't even put them as number one team in Ghana. And then if they're no number one team in Ghana right now, and Ghana is not even top 10 teams in AF, bro. No offense to my Ghanaian friends on chat, but like that's the hard truth. So you don't expect them to be able to take down the T1 teams that are here, and even those high T2 teams as well. So it's all going to come down to, again, learning curve. They have a structure on ground already. They're doing so many things and working, and eventually they're going to learn from this event. They're going to well, of course, fall to the Challenger Series, because I don't see them qualifying here today. It's possible it can happen, but it's going to be a major upset if they qualify. It's like a 90 to 10% chance. It's very hard. So I just, again, learning curve. They can go do the assignments, work, come back next season, hopefully qualify, do better and all that. But they are learning, and I think a lot of teams. I think Nonagon 3 years ago, if you would have said they would have won Deca against CR7, I would have said it's a big guy.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to happen. But these guys defeated CR7 on land. It wasn't. You can't even say, "Oh, it was my ping. I was somewhere else. I was in China, bro." You were both on land, and they just won that game. So big shout to teams that stay consistent and they keep learning, keep improving. So that's one thing. For ASG, they have a lot of work to do. They have a long way to go, and eventually they're going to get there if they just stay consistent. Well, yeah, not this season, man.
On Nonagon, but I'll keep it to my chest because that's not the subject matter. I'll keep it to my chest. On the flip side, though, I was going to point out something real quick, which is, what do you think about like the Nigerian representation thus far? Right. So as of now, out of the 4 teams that have qualified, we have one largely Egyptian team in Paradox, one South African team, largely in MSH, one Nigerian team, CR7, one Trinity. What would I even call Trinity? I guess Trinity is more of like it's just a mixed team, right? One, they have like 2 from each country, yeah. So like so we have a Trinity, right? So the only countries that have like, let's say, one team each, Egypt, South Africa, Nigeria, right? Today, it's looking like 2 South African teams are going to qualify, in my opinion anyways, in Cyclone and NATO. And then 2 Nigerian teams are going to qualify in Hunt, Nonagon, and Eclipse. Although, I feel like there's a chance that Eclipse doesn't qualify, and instead you have like a Mighty Esports, right? Again, it's just obviously, I've not seen the future now, but just speculating and theorizing. Right, so there's a world where Eclipse doesn't qualify, but in total, we're looking at 3 South African teams minimum out of 8 in the Pro League, and then we're looking at 2 to 3 Nigerian teams, right? Because we have CR7, and then I'm very sure Hunt Nonagon is going to qualify, and then we may have Eclipse, right?
Wait, so you're very sure on Nonagon that we're playing Cyclone is going to
100%, 100%.
Gaming would not qualify.
Oh, okay, that's true. No, okay, so if I was to predict, no, I know Hunt Nonagon will qualify because, in my opinion, Hunt Nonagon is better than everybody else. So even if they drop into losers brackets, there's nobody that is coming there to beat them. However, you make a good point. There is a world where Eclipse beats NATO drops losers brackets, and then NATO knocks out Hunt Nonagon. Right? Yeah, but I think my prediction is that NATO actually bests Eclipse. So Eclipse goes down to losers bracket. And now that I think about it, even if they were both to drop into losers brackets, they wouldn't face off. Because of how the brackets are structured, they would play 2 teams from the bottom bracket. So Hunt Nonagon and Eclipse would never actually meet, or NATO Gaming. So they are going to drop down and face maybe Quantum or Mighty Esports. Also, Eclipse cannot play Mighty Esports again because they've already played them once. Right? So they will play. No, that's how it works. You can't play the same team twice. when you drop from, let's say, the left side of the brackets, when you go to losers brackets, you go on the right side, so that you don't play the same team twice. You get. So yeah, look at how it is now. So Hunt Nonagon is going to, if Hunt Nonagon drops, they will drop to the bottom side of the brackets where you have Streaks, Reborn, Mighty, and Faku. I don't think any of those teams can beat Hunt Nonagon. And then if Eclipse is to drop to losers brackets, they would play either ASG, CZ, ICN, or Quantum. So yeah, easy dubs for Eclipse if they drop to losers bracket. If it is NATO that drops, also easy dubs for them. If N9 drops to Streaks, Reborn, Mighty, Faku, they'll beat them all. Right. So while
Cyclone drops?
if Cyclone drops, they will beat everybody. They will beat everybody. Like, there's no how the results. Honestly, the results in the upper brackets have no impact whatsoever on the lower bracket. Whoever drops is going to go there and do damage.
Okay.
I mean, we watched the game yesterday.
I want to ask you a quick question.
So
if you look at the table, you would say Cyclone has 100% chance of making it to the finals, right?
Yes.
That's one. So what percentage are you then giving Eclipse against NATO?
So Eclipse to win NATO, in my opinion, is less than 50%. I would put it at like 60-40 in favor of NATO, or 65-35 in favor of NATO. Right? That's how I would put it. That's how I would put it, right? But then, regardless of the result, Eclipse is going to qualify anyways, because when they drop to losers brackets, there's nobody in that losers bracket that can hold them. The only team that could have held them is Mighty Esports, but they will not drop to the brackets, the side of the brackets where Mighty Esports is. So basically, they've qualified regardless of what happens in this game.
All I can say is that's a very bold prediction, sir.
It is. Don't worry. You will see. You will see. We'll be back here next week, and you will say, "Wow, Lord Seb, you were right. We should always listen to you. We should never doubt
Lord
you."
Seb, bro, this guy keeps giving himself random names. Chairman Seb, Chief Seb, Lord Seb.
But then that would mean what that would mean though would be 8 teams in the Pro Series, 3 from South Africa, 3 from Nigeria, 1 from Egypt, and then 1 mixed one. We need to start a conversation.
But that's the powerhouse of the scene, right? South Africa and Nigeria. Then Egypt, yes, just coming into the fold. I think Egypt will begin to have more representation, rather, with some of the rules changing to align in their favor. So yeah, that's always the way it's going to be.
I'm really proud of Nigeria. People said we were washed. They said we fell off. They said we fell off. We have 3 out of 8 teams. Same with South Africa. So where did we fall to?
It's okay now. We have the teams, but what exactly have we been winning?
Now that's the problem. The problem is that when the league now starts, you now have number 1 SA, number 2 SA, number 3 NG, number 4 SA, number 5 Egypt, number 6. Then you now have 6, 7, 8 Nigeria.
The one thing about NG is only numbers. Nigeria is always going to have numbers out there. Whatever sport, whatever profession we're doing, we find ourselves in. Nigeria is always going to have numbers, but like we need to win. Especially when it comes to Korea, we're just not here right now. And I really hope NG.
I don't agree with you, right? In Carry Fest, we came what? We came 3rd and 4th. The only 2 teams that were above us. That's what I'm saying. The only 2 teams that were above us were the Egyptians and the South Africans.
Okay, now let me ask you. Sorry, Seb. Yeah, sorry to cut you short. Yeah, but do you think if the NATO gaming team had qualified, let's say like they give SA 2 slots somehow, do you think the 2 NG teams would have been 3 and 4?
Would have been 4 and 5.
Thank you. So that is the thing. If we have those teams, those like they give enough slots everywhere, and then NG is not going to be top 4. Like it's just. Bro,
we'll still be top 4 now. We'll still be top 4.
Okay, we'll still be top 4, 4 and 5. But like you get the whole idea. It's like we have numbers, and we eventually need to like make those numbers work. That's
but the numbers are working now.
Somebody summed it up perfectly in the chat. He said NG is like the English football of European football, and I think I agree with that. Yeah, I perfectly agree with that. NG teams are more exciting in terms of like
between ourselves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like we're always rooting for them. They come up with upsets and all that. But when it comes to like the big prestige tournaments, you find a Paradox or an Egyptian roster, or two teams from SA. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. But notwithstanding, NG teams can still, push and be stronger this year. So we will see, and that's why we have this Pro Series League, right? So we'll see what comes out of it.
Yeah.
So far, one interesting stat is that so far, I don't think any Nigerian team has played against an SA team in these qualifiers.
Has that not happened? Are we sure?
Yep.
Seb is onto something.
No, none of the teams. Right, Sierra 7 didn't play. Sierra 7 had easy games all through. Right, the toughest game they played was ICN, which was a fellow Nigerian. Right, and the MSH didn't play any Nigerian teams either. So we've not even had the chance to have a Nigerian South African showdown. I think NATO Gaming Eclipse and then Cyclone Hunt 9 is the first time that we're going to actually have.
N9 versus Reborn. Valerius is N9 Reborn. That was an SANG team.
Okay, they played Reborn yesterday. Okay. So yeah, that was the first one. But then today,
won that, so crazy stuff.
yeah. But today now, NG is probably going to lose too. NG is probably going to lose too. Yeah, but then they will go down to losers bracket and then probably farm the essay down there.
Okay. Well, guys, we've had a very interesting debate so far on the ASG, the APC qualifiers, APS. Oh my god, bro! The APS. There's so many A things out here.
This man is ready for 2027 elections.
Stuff,
how much have you been giving, Carl? Are they giving you 5K?
No, they've been paying me so
I should have knew that changing your background was suspicious. I should have clocked it.
This man is voting for Tinubu.
Now you dey embezzle our Commonwealth. Carl change background. I knew something was up. I couldn't put my finger on it.
Crazy stuff, man. Big shout out to you guys. But yeah, now we're going to our next segment, and again, still talking about the APS in this case scenario. This is more for the viewers than for us, the host. We want to ask you guys, the viewers, if you're watching on Twitch or TikTok, wherever you are, who has been your player of the event so far? I mean, today is the last day of qualifiers, and the next podcast show is going to be next week Sunday, and that's going to be, before the first day of the main event. So, you guys now, who has been your best player so far in the event in terms of the qualifiers for the APS? Somebody saying Green already. I don't think Green has played any game. I've not seen him play one game yet. I don't think I saw Green play, bro. Did he play? He didn't play.
Yeah, personally, for me, it's difficult to get the best player so far because many of the top teams have played lower teams, some will forfeit.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, it's just dead rubber matchups.
Yeah.
The best player for me so far is 233 Shy. He has been phenomenal.
We don't do that yet.
He has been.
We don't do that yet. We don't do that yet.
Jerry, please pull up the stats. 233 Shy. Shy has been. Please pull up the stats for me, Jared. Shy has been unbelievable. When you say talk about
unbelievably what? Unbelievably
talk about an impact. 0.51 KD. He even has gold. They even gave him gold medal for the. They gave him gold medal for his Shy is my goods. Shy is my king. Every day I wake up and I pray to Shy. Wow. 4 matches, 78 kills. 78 kills and 2 wins. Are you joking?
Like that's there.
Let's focus on the positives. Let's focus on the positives. 70.
40. Bro, that's double the debt, guy.
Let's focus on the positives. Let's
focus on the greens, not the red.
Exactly, we focus on the greens. We block out the negativity. Can you just stop it here? Look at this game. 24 kills, 2-0 win over OXN. Please put some respect on that guy's name. He also had 14 kills against X-Line. So, for me, if you're better than Shy, then you are basically Lucas in at this point.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically,
Just
Lucas.
on a serious note here. On a serious note here, please. I know, yeah, it's all fun and all that, but please. I think Shai is just trying to get himself into this whole competitive scene, and yeah, it's good that he's, but I'm surprised that he's playing for a team like 233 Aura because
Instead
Aura
of
is regarded as
playing for a
I feel
T3
like
team.
I don't know. I feel like there are other teams, but I don't know. But regardless, I think it's still working out for them. But they don't make it right, so they're back to challengers and all that. Oh, but they should actually have a better roster than what they have currently.
No,
Unfortunately,
wait. I want to say something. On a more serious note, I think the most impressive player is an Aura player. I think it's not Ari. You see, Ari, there was one guy that was dropping 50 bombs. That guy is too good. I'm not sure if it was Ari, but there was one guy on their team. Is there a way you can check like Aura players and see who was the best?
Sunflower.
It's not Sunflower. I think it was it's not Babushka. It's one other guy that uses Switchblade. There's a guy that uses Switchblade. It's an SMG
player. He played the Ghana qualifiers last year. I'm trying to remember his name. Is it Glitch or
Bleak? Yeah, that's where those younger brother. But it wasn't him. It was one. There was one.
Wanted.
It's not Wanted. No. It's an SMG. It's one of their OGs, funny enough. Babushka, Sunflower.
Jared, is there a Wanted on Aura?
Also,
Can we see Wanted?
I think
stats?
also
Wanted is in B6. Also changed his name to Andy Rest. Okay, I think it was Babushka actually. But yeah, let's just honestly, Aura players, in my opinion, they overperformed. If you ask me, I feel like if Aura had, again, Shai, you catch straight. But yeah, I feel like if Aura had a more competent fifth man, they may have qualified.
Yeah, definitely.
Shai was basically playing against them. They were playing every game 4v6.
Yeah, it wasn't funny though. It wasn't really funny.
Honestly, like I was watching Aura and I was like, wait, what? When did they become so good? Like, when did they become so good? Right. Okay, so look at the rankings. Okay, so it was Ari and Babushka. I knew Babushka fried. So yeah, it was Ari and Babushka that were their two best players. But like, just look at the KDs: 1.47, 1.22, 1.06, 0.93, and then 0.51.
Wait,
like
that's crazy.
So just even if he could match Hustle, right? Okay, see the other guy, Yoshinks, 1.17. Even if he could match Hustle, Aura would have performed way better than they did. I still don't understand that Shai pickup. Someone said he paid to play for them. That's the only explanation that can make sense to me, because there's a million players that they could have picked. So
I did have a talk with the Aura management. Like we had to talk about this whole thing, and they have 6 players. They read 6 players. So the main man who was supposed to be there instead of Shai, unfortunately, I think had school. Was this school he said? I think. So the only way that they could play was inform Shai, and yeah, it wasn't planned. They went.
Why did they register Shai as their 6th man?
They had nobody.
That is a lie. They could have DM'd me. I could have given them any of the players. Guy, no, there are so many players that didn't play this tournament. See, I can list 10 players for you now that are good enough to have played for Aura and done a job. Right? Envoy could have played for them. Right? Trey could have played for them at a competitive enough level. Ultron with his iPad could have played for them. Mindless could have played. If you're an Aura, you don't skip high T2, skip mid T2, and then go for an experimental player in Shai. I'm sorry, you just don't do that. It's the same reason why UH will not want to play tournament, and I'll register myself, despite the fact that on a good day, I they shoot flames. But I would still rather go for someone that is trusted, someone that has been playing comps at least at a high level for a few months. Like, this is a very rookie mistake. It's a very juvenile mistake. And I can't believe that they did something like this. The only explanation is they never thought he would play. They just basically gifted him the slots just for cruise. But why would you do that when you have only exactly 5 players? What if somebody fell from bike?
Seb, okay, this is what I'm going to say, right? Let's just dead it on the Shai matter. I feel I don't feel it's right to tear down a player.
I feel it's right. Let's call it spade a spade.
No,
Wait, shovel,
listen,
shovel.
listen.
If you do well, I'll tell you you did well. If you do bad, we should be able to tell you did bad.
As I said, I completely agree with you that the roster could have been much better than what they presented, right? But regardless, you still need to give props to the player for showing up, for being available with the team, their trainings, and because it's not easy. It's not like the player just woke up one day and be like, "Oh, let me join this team and play competitively for you guys." No, it has been a process, right? And he might have even been one of their most consistent players in terms of like availability and trying to improve on himself. I think this tournament came too soon, right? This tournament came too soon to like showcase what the player can do and how he can help the team. So let's just give him a breather. Yeah, he didn't perform well, and there are other players that could have done well, but you can't tell if those other players could have been half as much as committed as as Shy would have been.
I can tell you for a fact, Envoy is easily the most committed player I've seen in a long time. So you should miss me with that Shy commitment. Nah, lie. There are I can list 10 committed players for you. iPad or phone or no. Like, again, I agree with you. All due respect for showing up. Showing up will always be better than not showing up. No matter how good you are, if you don't show up, it's pointless. But please, if you're an aura, don't do that kind of do. Like, see Eclipse. Jiggy does not care. Jiggy will bench. He will drop his own brother from the roster if it means that the team gets to take one step ahead.
Jiggy is a ritualist.
Jiggy does not have love in his heart. Do you understand?
Jiggy has targets on his head. Like people have called Jiggy out. Like they've hired some very I don't think I should say all those things on stream, but you get what I mean. Like Jiggy has blood on his hands right now.
You see, and that's why Eclipse is progressing, because the moment he sees that he be like, say this guy, I don't keep up.
Seb. So you're saying for a team to progress in the AF now, we have to all be like Jiggy, bro.
You need to be
not necessarily. You don't necessarily need to be as ruthless, but you need to be ruthless when you need to be. Right? This is easily the biggest tournament outside of stage 4. Right? This is not the time to be experimenting like this. If it is AER that they wanted to play, that's fine. You can even add Carl and Jared for good measure if you so desire. But you're playing qualifiers for the biggest tournaments of the year. Know full well that only 4 teams or 8 teams will qualify out of 48. You're fighting for 4 slots with 23 other teams. And then you decide to gamble your lineup on, well, at least he's available and he's showing up. No.
But yeah, let's move on from Shy, please.
I feel like from my sleep.
But yeah, like Aaron is probably my standout player of the tournament.
Well, look at Ayn now.
Aaron is probably my standout player.
It's the same pathway, right? Ayn was a manager now for the team.
Yeah, should I tell you the difference? They did not register Aaron for stage 4.
We don't want to know, sir.
Aaron was grinding, but they still didn't register him for stage 4. Do you know why they didn't register him? They went with this boy that uses DRH, Gangbe. Right? They still went with Gangbe, regardless, because they knew that, man, Aaron is not ready. And this is Aaron that was playing 4 rooms every single night. I don't know if people remember. He will send code to the GC and say 4 rooms, join. And he will play for like 3-4 hours every single night, and he was streaming it. And yet, they didn't register him. They went to Gangbe instead. And then Shai that started playing comps 2 weeks ago, you register him for a tournament, and then they are lasering the boy. First day, they said it was network. What was the excuse the second day? No.
All right, guys, we are going to be moving on. My headphones just got disconnected there. Win. Yeah, we are going to move on from that segment. No more roasting Aura and Shy. I think the original segment part was who you guys think the best player has been so far, and the only thing Seba has successfully done is tell me who the best player has not been the whole event.
No, I literally said Aaron has been my standout player. I said Aaron and Babushka have been my standout players.
All right, fine. So I'm going to leave you for the chat now to go and give us. A lot of these mentioned Crew, and I think I agree with that. Yesterday, Crew was Jesus. That guy was something else. The guy sniped. Also, we saw Swishy from Swishy as well. From I don't know what those snipes were. We saw Swishy.
There's a rumor that Swishy is Jam. Did you guys,
there's a
did you guys see
rumor, but
that?
then it's Clinty. It's a player
And then
called
fact
Clinty.
attached to that rumor.
It's a player called Clinty, from what we've heard. Jam is currently coaching Resolute Knights, RKN. So he's not playing. So Swishy is Clinty. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I don't know what to make
Call
of
of Duty
that.
mobile community works in mysterious ways, though. So.
Players they come back with different names.
Yeah, allegedly is what Hello says there. But yeah, again, you guys let us know who you think your favorite player has been so far in the event. 6 p.m. today, the action resumes, and it's going to be where we find out who our last.
Okay, Guide is saying it's Gem's account, but it's not Gem. He gave the guy the account.
Oh yeah,
see.
that's what Clinton told me as well, and he did post the clip as well of him playing on his TikTok, so it makes sense. Clinty is the one handling the account right now. You can actually go check it out for yourself on Clinty's TikTok account. But yeah, Clinty appears to be the one on Swishy's account, and he's Swishy, and he was the one dominating yesterday. And again, one player, Badekon, that we did see yesterday. Personally, I would say that has been my standout player. I don't like you have to understand what it means to not play for the best team, not have the. I'm not saying his team is bad, but they're all good. Everybody pulled their weight there. 800 MS was good. Everybody pulled their own weights there. They weren't the best, but like they actually tried. But Badekon was above every other person's level. Not just his teammates, but even the opponents. He was dropping kills. He was taking steady 1v3s. He was dominating gunfires that he should not be winning. And like, mind you, they were on a different server for the hardpoint and control, and they were really, really struggling. But he still cooked hardpoint, cooked S&D. I think that guy's a phenomenal player. And I think I get why the Gabonese people call him Badekon. The guy is phenomenal. In my opinion, best player so far, in my opinion.
But all I can say is I'm happy to see new players come to the scene. I think I watched the yesterday game and I saw those snipes. Like they looked like someone that knew what he was doing, right? There was no fluke there, no luck with the Tundra, and he really like took some good positions and was able to get like some sharp kills. Unfortunately, I'll start to hear that they've been knocked out. I thought maybe I will see more of them today. But yeah, so they've been knocked out. They need to go to the Challenger Series. And I think for every pro season, you have like 3 or 4 Challenger Series that will go on, right? So there are a lot of games and lots of time for them to get better. So I believe we'll see more of him. Please don't go poaching, please, because that's the next thing. You will see teams wanting to poach. Please let these guys develop. Let them, grow where they are and where they are comfortable. With time, yes, they can move to bigger teams, but that's what I would say. Seb is giving me the smirk.
Yeah, I saw that Seb smirk. Like, don't poach him.
Is it not the same as we're talking about it on this podcast? Jiggy don't DM like 3 people already. Hi, I'm Jiggy. Hi, I'm Jiggy from Eclipse. See, you're saying don't go poaching. People they don't poach since like 30 minutes ago. Oh yeah, now. Now Dre. Now the next thing you see is Dre. Transfer news.
Actually,
so pathways joins so. I'll be there.
I'm really hoping they let the guys go, because that's something that eventually makes the players a lot better. But yeah, we're going to our next segment, and it's, of course, we're talking about our partners for the final circle. Of course, Real Time, the partner we are very much conversant with. They are
the number one partner.
You can see the logo boldly on the screen everywhere, man. And they are also the ones that are currently handling the streams for the APS event. It's a platform, a website where you can track events happening live. You can track all the stats of your favorite players, your favorite events. Starting this year, by the way, start from last year, not on that website. So sorry, it's starting this year. So every event is going to happen in the Codem space this year and going forward. It's going to be there. Your favorite teams, all the teams, their rosters, current transfer news. You can go check out the events that are currently happening. You can see their stats, what the players have done in the various events, their best player, the best KDs, literally everything. Every sort of info you're looking for on a team or on a player, you can go to the Real Time website and you can go and find it. The link is currently on the screen, right? Or the website URL currently is on the screen, realtimepod.com, and you just are seeing a couple of the features that are brought up to you. So if you want to, stay updated with everything happening in the Codem African scene, and potentially not just Codem, Mobile Legends, and eventually other esports are going to roll in. Eventually, we're going to let you guys know when that comes in. But for now, it's just Call of Duty Mobile based. And if you want to stay updated, just go to realtimeprod.com and you can check out everything you see on your screen. Just log in, create an account, and everything is free to access. And for our second partner, of course, a lot of you have been talking about esports betting, and you guys have been bringing up. I saw Xavier say something about telling Seb to place all his money on Eclipse Gaming to lose today, and that if he's going to throw the game and they're going to share the money. So crazy stuff. And there is a platform where you can actually
DM me with offers.
Evidence,
DM7 offers, guys. DM7 offers.
Evidence for FBI.
There is a website where you can actually go and do that. Now, if you check the link on my TikTok bio, click the link there, and you can. The app is not on Play Store, guys. The app is not on Play Store. It's a website as well, the onewin.com website. So click the link on my bio, use any of the promo codes, and you get a 500% bonus rate on your first 4 deposits. So literally, guys, that's a lot of money. Imagine you put 1K, that's like 5K, guys. That's a lot of money, man. So you get a 500% deposit on any of the promo codes you use, Real-Time Prod or Cal321. And also there's esports. You can bet on esports. There's Call of Duty, there's Valorant, there's League of Legends, there's Mobile Legends, there's Honor of Kings. Unfortunately, there is no CODM at the minute. They're currently working on that. So as usual, Codem is always the last to the party, man. I don't know why we are just not everywhere, man. But yeah, it is what it is. You can bet on esports, just not Codem, unfortunately, guys. Unfortunately. Sad.
DM me for match fixing offers. I'm taking deals.
Play responsibly. You guys can see that board there. They're 18 plus, please.
Exactly. Play responsibly, guys. Make sure you're 18. Please, thank you. Make sure you are 18. Jared is 17, so Jared cannot access the website. That's a very important thing to note as well. But yeah, that's it for our partner segment, guys. Now we want to move on to inviting guests. We do have, as usual, we always want to invite a couple of guests for you guys to go and have a little to throw hands with. And today we have 2 guests, 2 special guests for you guys today. We are going to be inviting one of them first. If I'm not mistaken, production, can we confirm the status on any of the guests? Sorry? Okay, so none of our guests are currently present. Have we had the link sent to them? All right, so we are waiting our guests to come in. But meanwhile,
yeah, Carl, yeah, pending when they arrive. I just want to take a stroll back to the previous segment we talked about guests. I want to say big shout out to Real Time Production, man. Like, it's so not easy. I saw that website, I saw the stats, being put up there. We were having a conversation about 233, right? About Shy, and it was so easy to go to the website and pull out the data. You could see the KD and all that. And yeah, it's not easy. That's a lot of data to pull out. And imagine doing that for multiple esports tournaments. So big ups to Real Time Production, man. I think we are really on to something really great here.
Yeah, more on Real Time Production. 1 month ago, if I said this thing I said about Shy, people will come and say, "You're lying, Joe. Shy tried. He wasn't that bad. Now I remember now that combined. He tried. I beg. Seb is just bias. It's just agenda. He tried in that combined, but now the stats is there. You cannot hide." If I said when I was trying to say who this guy, one Switchblade guy was good at, I was trying to remember. I think I said it was Babushka. People were looking at me like I was weird, right? The stats came out and he was their second best player statistically, at least. Again, these are the things. I have a trained eye, record, right? I have a trained eye, so I don't need to look at the data to see it. I observe, but not everybody has that same. Let's call a spade. Who is shovel. Not everybody has the same level of expertise. For some of you, if you don't see the numbers, you will not believe. But when I tell you, this player performed well, there's a strong chance that the statistics will back me up. And now, Real Time has made my life so easy. Once I say something and you don't agree, I'll just pull up the stats and shut you up. Easy. Like, in fact, I was talking about Envoy earlier. Please, can you pull up the stats for Envoy? Let's just validate my hypothesis. Pull up the stats for Envoy. He plays for Quantum. He played yesterday for Quantum. Except you've not updated this yet. But if you have, please, it would be nice. Okay, you've not updated. Okay. But don't worry, we'll be back here next week. Right? I said, oh, Aura could have picked up Envoy if they wanted to, but they went to pick up Shy instead. And people are looking at me like, oh, who is that Envoy guy? Is it? We'll see the stats. The stats will be in your front. Then you will not argue with the statistic. You will tell me whether 70 is not more than 60 or whether 65 is less than 62. You get so yeah, W real time. In fact, people should send Azza. Let me put small something there.
Check your DM. I've sent the Azza. So. Check your DM. Which one do you want? Cash App, PayPal.
Morgan Chase.
That's crazy, bro. that's an unknown, whatever you call it. But again, we have our first guest already with us in the building somewhere. He's a T2 player. I'd say upcoming, fast rising talent, and also a streamer. A lot of you watch him. Even as he come, that's crazy, bro. I didn't know he had to come. Hello, Valerio. Welcome to the stream, brother.
W Valerinho.
You guys, so thank you again.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, we can.
So, like, sir, please post out. So I have something to say. Can I proceed?
There's music in your background. Can you mute it?
Okay. Yeah, no, you need to Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Before you continue, Valerio, come and adopt me. See how your house is fine. Oh, I'm the only one that's looking at the background, and I'm like, wait, people's houses are fine. On the most serious note, yeah, good to have you.
So, like, first of all, said, I don't know if I'm whining, but I don't know what you mean by making difference there. Like, I don't know, maybe you lead by start, but I test against favorite in-game performance, favorite but you might be having doubts and all, but come next week Sunday, we would have said your doubts by then. So, that aside, that's it with me.
So, am I the only one struggling to hear Valerio, guys?
Yeah, I think his mic is a bit.
Yeah, because he's using wireless.
But I think I get the point. I think I was able to pick up a few things from what he was trying to say. Basically telling Seb the challenge has not started, right? Like, I think Eclipse is still gonna show up next week. Like, make Seb calm down. Like,
he's saying that he's gonna clear our doubts. That by next week we'll see that. Yeah, I'm all for it. Again, I have no doubts that Eclipse is gonna qualify, right? I just think that they are one of the worst teams out of the 8 that will actually qualify. But out of 8 now, we see. I feel talk almost one is to una go shout. Relax. Make I explain. Eclipse is a top 8 team out of the 8 teams that will qualify, right? But I feel like out of the 8 teams that will qualify, they're like a bottom 3 team. That's all I'm saying. And you all probably think the same thing. You've just not put it together, right? Because there's PDX, there's Cyclone, there's Trinity, there's Syria 7, there's MSH, right? Okay. There's even Hunt X9. Hunt 9. There's Neto. So who will you put Eclipse above amongst those 7? Neto. Okay, so you're a top 7 team. That's fine. I can. Okay, yeah, sure.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Are you guys this guy in Valerio's background? The guy is just feeling himself.
That looks like Hacks.
He looks like Hacks, but it's not Hacks.
Okay, PDX out, cycling out, right? Let's also see maybe Ace out, right? I'm telling you this for fact now. Don't let yesterday fool you, right? After the 3 things I've mentioned, I don't think there's any other thing that's flying us on a good day. I'm telling you that fact. Whether they are 165, 144, nobody cares. But I'm telling you, after the 3 that I've mentioned, no other thing is flying us. I don't care if because you are feeling they don't have a chance. Since we grab the aura. I said cycling PX and MSH out.
Oh,
You
okay,
know,
okay.
you're saying Trinity is dragging aura, bro. Come on now. Like you want that aside.
Bro, hold on. Very sorry for cutting you short, yeah. But your teammate on the chat, exactly, I said, "Oh my God, he's talking. He's begging you to stop defending this."
This guy is whining that he will see someone beside you. See, I'm telling you that, like I'm telling you right now, on a good day, aside this meeting, I'm telling you comfortably, no other thing is fine. I'll take it or leave it. Record it right now, start it, keep it anywhere. That's fast. Like I'm telling you, don't let yesterday fool you. It's just the beginning, and this is just qualifiers and fans. So, all this one where everybody will do now is initial graduate. You start to see what I mean.
Ooh,
So,
that's the
Wow.
energy. I'm here for this.
Confidence,
That's
bro,
what I
confidence.
want.
I like it.
Let's go.
I like it.
so all
I
I know, like it's just initial graduate. Let's leave them see who can shoot and who is blocking.
mean, again, Valerio, I love the
Oh yeah.
confidence, yeah. I don't know
Let's
why exactly I always troll you on chat. It's always trolling, bro.
let's
I love the
let's
confidence.
let's
Bro.
let's make this interesting. If how do I put it? If Eclipse should beat NATO today, right? I'll buy an Eclipse merch and I'll wear it on the next podcast. Right? But if you don't beat NATO today, you will buy a UH merch and the next podcast you're on, you wear it.
All right. But now, one thing I'm saying is, just I'll tell you this send his account number down because maybe is not happening based on this situation. You understand? So I'll tell you to send his account number, save you this question. So, and when the job is done, don't worry, you think you're showing up. 7 o'clock.
Okay. This is what I love to see. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't be like cow. Cho. Put your
Jiggy, if you're listening to this, get ready to sell like 10 jerseys to look for 3XL jerseys. And sell to sell.
Because me, I'm telling you this. Maybe you guys are used to the Eclipse of last year, right? But I'm telling you this is a new Eclipse, right? Okay, yeah, maybe they might have younger players have inexperience, but trust me, this league, you guys are going to see different Eclipse. I'm telling you for sure.
I cannot wait.
I respect that. Like he did say, 7 p.m. is not far, so we are going to find out. It's not like it's going to be long or next week kind of thing. It's today. We're going to find out today. So big shout out to Valerio, man. Big shout out to Valerio, yeah. And we're looking forward to see what Eclipse Gaming are going to do against NATO Gaming, and we're going to look forward to see if they are going to qualify. Payne says he wants to screen record. You can actually screen record on the Twitch. Twitch is actually live. The replay is also going to be live on YouTube later today, before the stream starts, or maybe after the stream, guys. But yeah, the replay is going to be also out on YT. But again, big shout out to Valerio, man. Thank you for coming on the podcast today. I wanted to ask you a lot more questions, but like these guys have already stressed. They have already stressed this way, man. So I don't put him on the spot anymore. We're just gonna go to our next guest of honor today. And I see a lot of people in chat asking for Ruin. That's crazy, man. Hopefully we get Ruin on the next podcast. Well, for today, we have the employer of Ruin himself on the podcast. That's going to be none other than owner of Turner, owner of PDX. Why I say owner of Turner, bro? We have Turner, the man himself in the building. Do we have it right now, production? Oh, he's here. Hello, Turner. Hello, man. Welcome to the stream.
Wagwan. What's good?
We are good. We are glad to have you.
Yeah, what's good?
You're looking PDX full, bro. Is that the word?
What does that mean? What the heck does that mean, Carl?
People are fine in this world, dude.
21 strong and healthy.
Yes, bro. Looking strong and healthy. Are you 21? That's crazy, bro.
I'm 21, bro. I'm 21. What you say, bro? What's good?
Welcome to the stream. So, your team has already qualified for the APS, and if there's anything, I think everybody saw that coming. I don't think anybody had any doubts whatsoever about PDX qualifying. Now the main event is going to start, if I'm not mistaken, 2 weeks from now. The whole next week is going to be an off period, and then 2 weeks from now the main event is going to kickstart. Going into the qualifiers, was there any team in your group that you guys had that looked forward to playing, and who exactly was that team?
So prior to playing the qualifiers, I think there was a scrim we played against MSH Machada, and I believe like there were a lot of like shit talking happening behind the scene on screens live in their GC. So all of my players were just praying for and waiting for was just to meet Machada just once, and that actually got granted, and the rest was history. That's all we can just say. We don't. I think I'm trying to like adapt to the pattern of like less talking, more action, and with the team I have right now,
Good luck with that.
that's the best. I think that's the best solution right now. So less talking, more action. That's what I feel. So yeah, Machado was the number one.
Yeah, one more important thing I want to go and ask you before I hand over to my co-host there. The team right now, you guys had a whole different roster last year for the Stage 4 champs, and then come this year now, we just see a whole new roster change. We see Rain being added as well, very, very vital player, I'm very sure. What do you guys tell us about this whole, change of roster coming into 2026?
Okay, so I believe losing Carrier First was actually a wake-up call for not just the players, but for like Paradox as an organization. And we realized that we had to like make changes to ensure that okay, the next Carrier First or the next Stage 4 will actually be a successful one by God's grace. And we need to make steps. We need to make changes, and there are a lot of things going on behind the scene. Like I said, I can't really say much about those things behind the scene. But at that point, funny enough, this was not even the roster I actually had in mind. But it was meant to be crazier than this. But due to some setbacks and shit that happened behind the scene, we had to go with this roster. And I believe this roster as well is actually a very, 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 very beautiful, hardworking, and powerful roster, I must say. I think the Egyptian team consisted of Device, Mantra, EO, Stable KXN, and who was the last person? I can't remember.
Imagine
Charisma.
forgetting charisma.
Bro, you get like, and Charisma as well. So when I saw that roster, I was like, okay, what can I add to this roster to make it stronger? What can I what can I actually put into this roster to make it stronger? And we had Darox over there, we had the number one goat himself. We had I think for this peak was between, I'll say it's here, was between Rin and Toxic. It was between one of them. So we had Toxic in mind to pick up, but she went south as usual with SCPS. But yeah, we went to Rin, and to be honest, Rin fits perfect. Like, I know you guys have not seen much of him of late. Like, you've not seen him play of late. That's because of his exams, to be very honest. And yeah, I feel you see him in the main tournament, to be honest. So Rin coming in, adding to that roster is very, very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. With the things I've seen, trust me, beautiful. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Poignant. You said you were going to go with talk. Stuff went south, right?
It was meant to be Toxic and Rin that we were meant to add to the roster, but like I said, since we're starting with Toxic, so we just pushed it.
Exactly. So your words specifically were things went south.
Yeah.
With SA players, as usual, with SA players.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you mean by as usual? Like things always go south with SA players, or what's that? What's that supposed to mean? What are we supposed to take away from that when you say things went south as usual with SA players? Is there something you're telling us?
Let me just make it in specific terms. I don't mean SA players in general. I've met a lot of SA players which are actually fantastic. two highlights, two players I'll say, Germ and Danilo, two fantastic players. I can't take that away from them. But there's some specific set of SA players as well, which are actually kind of hard to actually work with sometimes. I believe my colleague or my fellow Ogona, Caleb will agree with me when it comes to that aspect, and some other players too, who know about the history and everything will actually agree with me. But what I meant by things went south, it went south, to be honest. I can't really expatiate on that because I feel like let's put it like there were a lot of like back and forth and disagreements, and that was it. So I can't elaborate too
Yeah,
on
but,
that.
but this is really interesting because you've raised more questions now. You're giving us more questions, right? Because now,
I bet
as a listener, I'm thinking, could it be that the reason why you guys fell short in stage 4 last year is because SA players are difficult to work with? Because in that roster you had 5 players, but then you only mentioned 2 players as players that were beautiful to work with. So that would mean that the remaining 3 were difficult to work with. You said Danilo and Jem were beautiful to work with.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Naturally, that would mean the other 3 were difficult or they were horrendous to work with. And I'm sure, like, if you have a team where the majority of the players are difficult to work with, you'll be hard pressed to succeed with such a team. So do you think that that's the reason why you guys fell short? Because those players were just so difficult to work with.
Okay, so I think at some point, I'll just put this here and try and keep it as short as simple. At some point, things were going beautiful. Everything was going rosy, all Cinderella type of fantasy story at the beginning. But at the end, and I felt like after Carry Fest, that actually played a major toll on those players' mental states. It was a very traumatizing shit for them. I'm not gonna lie. Things were not just going well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Things were not just going well, and things were just going south. In the sense whereby I'll just put this. I think the deal breaker for us as an organization, as Paradox and whole, was when we had the what do you call it? See, African AG tournaments, whereby we were in the tournament and we were meant to face Bear next, which is Instinct. And during that period, there was no professionalism when it came to the type of BS they actually pulled off. So at the end of the day, we had a tournament, nobody wanted to complain. So I will just put that there. And yes, that is it. And at that point, we just said raps. Let us put the Akara in the bag and just let's move forward and actually find something else to actually do. That was when that was one of the many instances, and at the end of the day, we spoke with the players from Instinct, and they were happy to join. I've worked with them before, and they were happy to join, and they believed in my vision, to be honest. So yeah, that's the issue. I can't really expatiate.
So that's really enlightening. So basically, your roster full of South Africans as usual tried to strangle the organization and hold them to ransom by refusing to play. That's as members of the community, we don't have access to all this information, right? So like, it's actually really nice to hear from the horse's mouth,
you can see the marks on Turner's neck, right?
Yeah, they literally tried to strangle. They literally tried to strangle the org. That's really. But like, how do you hold back from publicly slandering them? Because surely, you must have heard all the narratives that we have been flying around. Oh, he's owing us money. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Like, how did you resist the temptation to come out and say, yo, guys, these guys are lying. They tried to strangle my org, and I decided I was going to drop them. They are horrible to work with, all that kind of. Why didn't you do that? Like, what's held you back from doing that?
Okay, so I'll clarify on the OAU part of money or whatever thing it is. That should be the whole narrative that was actually pushed outside, which is the normal essay trying to they always show about. I was never owing anybody or any player money, and the only person who was late, who actually had a late payment was, I think, Dean. to be honest. And there was a reason behind Dean actually having a late payment due to some financial, not financial aspect setback on Paradox, but the financial tool which is used to transfer money into their account. So the way we normally, so there was a little bit of like hiccup there, and they thought, oh, it was me lying, and so a whole lot of things happened, a lot of disrespect in the DMs. The extent I had to like even block them personally. Literally, I blocked all their access, to be honest. So for the holding back parts, I just had to hold back. Like I just had to be the bigger person, and just like I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to like throw any shades or slander you like proper. Because if we're actually going to do like band for band, that type of thing, I feel like there are a lot of like baggages that would have actually like a lot of dirt are actually brought outside. But I'm not that kind of person. I am that kind of. I'm a very petty and violent person when it comes to banter, but at the end of the day, I just held back and I said, you know what, it's not what it's. It has happened. It has happened. Move forward and focus on your new team. Focus on the expansion of your organization as a whole, and that is basically nothing more, nothing less. And yeah, like I said, I'm trying to do less talking and more action nowadays. Even though some people see to try and get on my nerves, you understand? But yeah.
So basically, finally, right? Finally,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, basically, you lied to us, right? Because after stage 4, you told us, "Don't worry, we'll be back," but it was a lie. You were not. You're not gonna be back, right? You guys have part ways, and you started a new project, basically, with a new set of personnel. And I just want to ask, do you ever see yourself, going back into, say, SA, to either work with SA players again, or have an SA roster? Or do you feel like this experience has been so jarring that you'd rather not?
Okay, first is first. I'll first correct your first statement, whereby you mentioned about what did you say again? I don't even forget. But
You said you
It's
will
okay.
be back.
It's okay
You
to
said
plead
you
the
guys
we
will
will
be
be
back.
back, yeah. And to be honest, we were still pushing with the SA roster until the final months. Like the final months was like Halo, thank God Halo was here. So like Halo was actually seeing a lot of signs and what's that's happening in the GC with all these players, like different things, Muji having his normal excuse of and this and that. Like
Normal excuse. So he does it regularly.
no, it's a normal thing. Like basically, he says he's retiring, but he came back again. So it's a normal pattern. Basically, let's just leave that as that.
Sonia,
Interesting.
Aside from that, yeah,
it's
we
okay
had
to plead the fifth,
plans.
though.
We had plans, honestly, yeah, to push with the SA roster. We still had plans to push with the SA roster 100%, but we are just going to add 1 or 2 players to the SA roster to make it stronger. See where I'm coming from. Moving forward for the next series year or 2026 gameplay year or something, whatever you want to call it. That was the plan we had. But at the last minutes, a lot of things happened. Like I said, I cannot mention a lot of things. Like it's behind the scene for a reason. But yeah, that actually happened, and we just had to part ways. Me, as an org owner and as an Edo boy that I love money, if I see an opportunity, if I see like a proper opportunity to actually make money and it's also Etsy, I'll push it because I don't know if you heard, if you were here last year. I said last year, last podcast on Sunday, Halo was talking about expanding the organization Paradox into other esports. So yes, we are actually expanding Paradox into other games. We're actually expanding, and there's some games whereby SA regions still dominate in those regions. So basically, we will still want to work with SA players. You get where I'm coming from. So it is something that has to be done. Like I said, it's just those specific players that we can't work with. But SA in a whole, they're fantastic people, and yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Sana. Sanas, do you have anything to ask him before we round up the guest session?
Nah, I think Seb has done a number on him already, and that's fine.
Bro,
Seb has done the usual.
If I was a Tottenham, I would have pleaded the fifth like a long time ago. But yeah, I think he answered them, rightly.
Yeah. So Sam's the
And
usual.
did well for his organization. So yeah, that's fine. I'm just looking forward to seeing what Paradox can cook with the new
Yeah.
roster. Looking forward to Rain,
Definitely.
seeing more of Rain and the rest of the players and Darox. Yeah, so that's why we have tournaments like the AGC Pro
Yeah,
Series,
I
right?
think even tomorrow, right now, I think by tomorrow we have a tournament whereby we got specially invited for
Oh
the
yeah, I
tournament.
saw that
Playing
on
against, yeah, we're
Twitter
playing
with
What
HG.
region is
OEG
that?
and
Is
something.
it the MENA region?
No, it's not like, I think it's based on like top teams from champs. So we have galleries. I don't know
Oh,
for galleries that will be there. We have OEG
Galleries
playing.
is not
We
regarded as
have,
a top team
Wow.
anymore, Joe.
no, from the Latin region, basically because no more Lucasim or someone coming from. But yeah,
Oh wait,
they
where is
have.
Lucas in now? I'm sorry.
I don't know, to be honest.
But he has left galleries.
Yeah, he's left galleries.
Yes.
Everyone is mentioning Q9. So we have a tournament starting tomorrow, which is actually going to be a creative tournament. You have TLE. TLE, we are looking after TLE because they kicked us out of the players out of champs last year. So they're looking forward to playing TLE as well. So yeah, it's actually hype.
Okay, so quick one on that, just to get more information about that event. What's the dynamics around it regarding like region? Are you guys playing on the esports accounts? Would you be able to select servers and your players are basically not bothered about all that, right? You just want to go in for the experience and because I find it weird when some teams still make use of the server excuse. Like you have some lawyers that came up like saying this, that. So I feel
Yeah,
like
so
Indirect shit, bro.
So for the tournament that will be starting tomorrow, basically, you guys, all games will be streamed on Bryant's Codem, on YouTube. But for concerning servers issue and MS issue, we'll be playing on the global version for all games basically because it's just 8 teams. So we're playing. It's going to be played on the global version. So I think the way they did it, they didn't add any Garena team or they didn't add any Asian team to it. So it's mostly like any LATAM, EU. I don't think any is there, but yeah. Okay, I'm not sure exclusive is back yet, but then we got invited at the end of the day as well. So yes, we'll be playing on whatever server they give us. Hopefully it is EU, hopefully it's any, hopefully it's LATAM, whatever server it is. The boys are hyped, the boys are ready. They want to make a statement that okay, it's not just because we didn't really perform well in champs, we still have something to offer at the end of the day. We still have something to show at the end of the day. So yeah,
Really important, right?
yeah.
One very important question. Now that you mentioned champs, like it just made me remember that initially when you picked up the roster, there was still some scuffle with Bear Clan regarding who has the rights to the roster, whether the devices were being held illegally, you were owing money, right? Like we just need to know, like, is this something that has been resolved? Was it swept under the carpet, or is it something that is still an active process? Right? Because we don't know when next we'll hear from you. So just give us that update real quick.
No. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Give us the update.
I'll answer the question because it's a question I think. If I don't even answer, Madman will come one day on here or in GC, I will start saying a lot of things. So when it comes to Bear Clan,
thank you for the gifts, guys.
When it comes to Bear Clan, I don't even know what to even call them. Like, let me just say Madman. In
No limits. Thank you, man.
specific, he actually sued me because of those devices. At the end of the day, it became a proper harassment. Almost, I was getting emails almost every single year, almost every AK market day, and it's constant harassment. And I called. It was just a very, very trying time. So at the end of the day, we pushed past it, and I don't know. He did not message me again. He did not email me again. I can't say what actions I took. But they were very good actions at the end of the day. But I can't mention those things on here. But yeah, you think that sued me. But yeah, everything is being settled at the end of the day.
Yeah, so quick one, we will not be having the FBI knocking on your door soon, right?
Nah, to be honest, no FBI, no CIA type shit. No thing be coming, MIA, whatever thing they call it, coming to my door anytime. So yeah, I'm golden, I'm good. And I think right now, with the way I see it, hopefully Man is actually preoccupied with the whole CDM thing that he's working on. So I feel like they've spoken to Madman and Madman realized that okay, I need to move forward. And yeah, he hasn't reached out to anybody yet of recent. So yeah, he hasn't reached out to me, he hasn't reached out to anybody. So yeah.
All right. Tana, thank
might
you
come
for
like a
this
thief in the
very,
night.
should I say insightful? Tana, thank you for this very
Yeah.
insightful interview because, like, to be honest, you have been put on the spot a lot. And like Sana said, if I were you, I would have pleaded the fifth 1,000 times today, bro. But anyways, yeah, I guess you wanted to share. So really appreciate you for coming on here. One last thing to ask you before we part our ways for today. Do you think you guys are going to win the APS when the event starts? Are you guys feeling the whole thing?
Okay, that's a very okay. I don't want to be okay with the answer, but we will try our best and we will deliver.
Wow. This is a change turner.
Like I
So,
said,
but
less
is this
talking.
AI?
So it's less talking, more action, like I said. So we will try our best, we will deliver. The boys are working hard behind the scenes, they're putting in the hours. And like they say, the way you dress your bed, that's how you go down on top of them. Yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, shout out to the boys, shout out to my players. Yeah, that's it. So we'll definitely give you guys a good match. A good match, don't worry. Any team, we'll give you guys a good match. That's all I'll say.
I think Tona is still in Nigeria. That's the problem.
Just to add one more thing here. Teams concerning I think Senes mentioned this about players and lawyers talking about servers. So just see, at the end of the day, servers will be servers at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to scream AF and we always want to kind of scream EU, and at the end of the day we come back saying, oh, so let me not open this topic. This is another topic for another day. Yeah, but yeah, let's just do our best. No backbiting. Steven, no try to trigger me this
Oh, damn.
I beg you, don't trigger me this year. I've actually been keeping it like low key, quiet, laid back type of vibes. So I don't want to go this year. This year is for cooking. We just want to cook. We just want to focus on expanding into other games. So definitely you're not going to see Paradox only in Call of Duty. You're going to see Paradox in a lot of games very, very soon. So that's what we're actually working on right now. That is why I've been so quiet behind the scene. But yeah, thank you, Carl. Thank you, Senes. Thank you, Hossi Theta, Seb. Thank you, Real Time Production, for having me. Yeah,
they found a new name for Seb now.
Bro, nigga was putting me on the awesome.
See, you people are taking me for granted now that you have me. You're all going to miss me when I'm gone. People will be like, Shebi, if Seb was here now, this thing would have been different. And then I will not be there because when I was here, you people didn't appreciate me. You people need to appreciate me more. I'm a gift.
Type shit. The self-glazed king himself. Again. Again, big shout out to Turner, big shout out to PDX. I think personally, I'm one of those people that I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are gonna do in terms of other esports. Personally, myself, I do a lot of esports. I'm not just in CODM. I do Mobile Legends. I do Call of Duty Black Ops. I do a lot of esports out there. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in other esports. And I think that's something that Africa needs, as you know, an org that actually has multiple esports and puts the name out there. So big shout out to you, Turner. Big shout out to PDX. And again, good luck for the rest of the APS series. You guys are already qualified, so it's just to go ahead. What is he doing, bro? see you guys out there on the big market next 2 weeks, man. And
I bet. Peace.
All right, man. Yeah, guys, that was Turner from PDX, the owner of the PDX Roaster. You guys so much are in love with. Again, well, crazy stuff. We found out a lot of secrets. Thanks to Chairman, Chief, Lord, King, Oga, Seb. All those titles this guy has. Many things, man. So many things. I mean, I think if he wasn't here, we'd now actually found out a lot of things. So yeah, Seb, shout out to you, man. Even though we throw hands, but still shout out to you anyways. Shout out to you. But yeah, guys, I think we've come towards that section where we're about to end things off. It's almost 4 p.m., which is the close time for the Final Cycle podcast. But again, a quick reminders of what we've done so Don't forget to, if you want to stay updated on stats that are happening. Oh, sorry, we're not even done. We have to give a big shout out to all the watch party hosts that have not just been watch partying the APS itself, but I think towards the end of last year, the last 3-4 months, we saw a lot of watch parties, a lot of like people actually coming out to watch party, call them esports event. You know, the one thing about esports events is I see Badekon joining the TikTok chat. Big shout out to Badekon, by the way. But back to watch parties. I saw a lot of push, towards the end of last year in the Codem esports scene. It's one thing we've actually not had, the BR scene is the biggest when it comes to Codem in Africa because like they have so many big creators, so many people that are actually interested in their comps, so many, that talk about these comps. And for the MP side of things, we really haven't had that much noise and that much push, but now we're starting to see creators actually watch party events, make posts about events, talk about events. One of those creators that I personally love a lot and appreciate, I want to say thank you to his diehard because he's always watch partying in almost every event out there. Every event he can actually watch party, he's watch partying, he's making content about the event. So big shout out to people like diehard. Big shout out to Movic as well. Big shout out to Seb. Even Seb does a lot of watch parties. So big shout out to you too, Seb, man. And all of you out there.
Not just watch parties, pre-match podcasts.
Pre-match for everything.
Post-match podcast as well.
Can you just take one glaze already?
I do all.
So yeah, big shout out to them as well. Big shout out to everybody out
Igwe
there.
is not back from church yet, Carl. Igwe is not back from church
Make you
yet.
call give me awards. Make you call organize award for me.
Big shout out to all of you out there that do something to push out esports in Africa. Codem esports particularly. So big shout out to all of you and thank you from real time. Thank you for the Final Circle podcast. Thank you for all of us the co-hosts there. Big shout out to you guys and we're looking forward to seeing what the rest of 2026 is going to hold in terms of numbers and growth for Call of Duty Mobile. Unfortunately, we did not get EWC again. Painful stuff. Really annoying. I want to ask Senna, what do you think about that? No EWC slot for Codem?
I think there's a lot of politicking happening behind the scenes on that. I do believe there has been discussions from a reliable source. I know there were conversations around that, but I think Codem in a way, and the road map this year is going to be crazy. I've seen it, but yeah, of course I can't say anything. But I think the overall goal is that they want to create more sort of like tournaments or events that would span across the entire calendar towards World Champs. So you'll be seeing a lot, and it's really interesting. So they're trying to experiment a couple of things. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a bummer that we are not. Codem is not going to be at Esports World Cup, but let's see. Maybe hopefully next year it will be. And funny enough, Free Fire is going to be at Esports World Cup. And right now, from what I've heard, with Free Fire, there's going to be like 2 World Championship events for Sub-Saharan Africa. Forget, North Africa has always been a thing with the MENA region, with Middle East, right? But now they're trying to have a foothold with Sub-Saharan Africa. So there will be one for the Free Fire World Series, and also for Esports World Cup, there will be a slot for Sub-Saharan Africa. So yeah, that's crazy. So anybody that has an organization now, an esports organization, this is the time, man. Hold every game title. Free Fire, PUBG, Mobile Legends, wherever. I think Africa is gaining recognition, and that's really good, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, big shout out to all those games out there. I think PUBG Mobile last year was literally popping off. They won esports mobile game of the year at the esports.
I forgot to mention, PUBG Mobile has a slot now for Sub-Saharan Africa in their World Championship. Yeah, like everyone is just dropping slots this year.
It's crazy.
Like
it's crazy.
Setters, right?
It's
Codem
crazy,
did it
man.
last year, and now everyone is following suit.
Codem are the trendsetters. Yes.
Yeah.
But for sure, again, big shout out to all those games out there. PUBG, Free Fire, all the games. Even though personally, I don't think I want to ever play Free Fire, but okay. It's a big shout out to that game as well. Big shout out to them. Even Mobile Legends has been growing rapidly in the African scene very fast. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be getting any champs whatsoever this year for Africa because, again, the community it's currently growing, but it doesn't really have the numbers yet to attract the.
But they have the women's invitation now.
Women's, yes.
They have the
women's,
women's invitation now.
women's.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Okay, then big shout out to that. So, but yeah, big shout out to all these mobile esports. Wherever esports you're in, just keep working, keep thriving, and ultimately, eventually, you're going to be getting that recognition you deserve. Again, this has been the Final Circle podcast on Sunday, the 1st of February 2026. And happy new month to all of you. I don't think we actually said that much in this stream. Happy new month to all of you. And all of us here at the Final Cycle wish you guys a
For those of you, wait, before you dismiss them. For those of you that came late, my birthday is in 23 days. Don't show your love with words. Show your love with actions. For everything that Seb has given to the community, it's time to give back. 24th of February. Don't spend all your money on Valentine's Day. Keep some for 10 days later. You get, and yeah, happy birthday in advance to every one of you that's born in February. I already know you people are amazing people because that's why you're born in February. Like Kyle now is born in like October or something. He's a bad person. So
my birthday is in 300 days. 300 days. So
can you imagine?
start wishing me.
We can start saving up.
In Adi.
Guy, your girlfriend will be so happy. Now waiting you use gift now she go you decide waiting she go give you for December when your birthday comes around. But me, my birthday comes very early, so you don't get choice. Now waiting you gift me, I go use decide waiting I go give to you. Strategy. Anyways, guys, it's always nice. It's always nice to be here. It's always nice to be on the pod. See you guys at 7 p.m. For the actual event. Okay, 6 p.m. not 7. Yeah, so see you guys at 5 because me I'll first do my pre-match podcast at 6. Then we'll be there at 7, at 5. Then at 6 we'll be there for the watch party. Then when they are done, we'll now do post-match podcast just to solidify the buzz boost. But yeah, guys, it's always nice to be here. W everybody that tuned in to watch, W everybody that commented, W everybody that said agenda too much. We love everybody the same, right? We are all nothing but pencils in the hands of the creator. W Shy, W Babushka, W Valerio for showing up, W Turner, W PDX, W ASG, W Jared. Jared does not get enough love. Right.
Yeah.
This guy is one of the, in my opinion, one of the most important silent people like in the entire African scene. Like very few people know him or what he does, but like he's so integral to the Codem esports scene in Africa. Right. So yeah, like he deserves a lot of credit, and maybe because he's not a front facing, because he's not front facing, you know, a lot of people might not like be aware that he even does anything. But W Jared, we recognize your impact and we appreciate it a lot. And the history of esports Codem in Africa will not be complete without paying some due respect to you. So W Jared in chat, guys.
W Jared in chat.
Yeah. Carl, take it away.
All right, guys. Again, yeah, W Jared, man. For the whole website literally was a single project from him. The only thing I did was emotional support for the coding part of it. So he did the whole thing solo. So big shout out to that guy, no doubt. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to all of you as well in the chat who actually tune into these streams, not just the podcast, but like esports. You guys watch esports. You guys actively comment and post. Big shout out to all of you who, in one way or the other, spend your data supporting all the creators and all the events out there. You guys are the best. You guys are amazing. And this is where we call it a close the curtain on the final cycle podcast for today. I'm going to leave Celeste to do the closing honors today anyways. And then we say goodbye and see you guys by 6 p.m. for the watch parties.
Please, I have no closing honors, man. I'm starving. Yeah, I need to go get lunch. So please, shout out to everyone. I'm bad. Let's end this. See you guys later.
All right, guys, have a lovely evening and see you guys by 6 p.m.
Jared, please be ending the stream with Amapiano. Like the last 30 seconds. Make the Amapianize.
Yeah, guys. We're going to see you guys by 6 p.m. There's going to be a lot of streams. Again, Seb has a podcast by 5 before the main event. Main event kickstart 6. It's going to last for, I think, around about 3 to 4 hours. And it's going to be live on the ASG YouTube and TikTok, the Cow TikTok, the Die Hard TikTok, the Mommy Wish TikTok. It's going to be live in so many places. So wherever you want to go and watch the stream, go and watch it. And we are going to see you guys by 6 p.m. Have a lovely afternoon, evening, and goodbye.
Adios.